You've got an election in a couple of months where you will be once again hitting the road. And I want to understand, how confident are you of getting re-elected? Is it easier now, 5 years, when you go to the people asking for votes on governance? Or is it easier when you were in the opposition in 2019, having done your yatra and taking on the Chandrababu Naidu government? Are you feeling more confident today than you were in 2019? Honest answer.
Rajdeep, hope is always stronger than reality. That having said, in this particular case, in my case, I would definitely say one thing. What has been done, what has been promised, what has been done, if one were to see the manifesto, 99% of our manifesto has been implemented. Not only implemented, but taken to the people as well, shown that manifesto once again, and that manifesto is also ratified by people. That is the kind of credibility that is in place in this government. And the kind of transformations that took place. We've brought in a village secretariat at the village level. For every 2,000 population, there is a village secretariat. For every 60 to 70 houses, there is a volunteer in place. Every scheme is given to every deserving person without any discrimination or without any corruption. Everything is DBT.
Direct benefit transfer, you're claiming that you're going this time to the elections on the basis of your manifesto, which you claim you've implemented, and your welfare measures across sectors, and putting money in people's banks. Am I correct?
The important thing is, Rajdeep, DBT is one part of the whole transformation. But the whole thing is, your schools have changed. Your health sector, the health sector is changed. The governance model is changed. Women empowerment is changed. And added to this, you're bringing in a DBT, which is directly into the hands of the people without any corruption or any discrimination. That is the most, all this put together would ensure that my government would be re-elected.
You know, you're saying you'll be re-elected. You're saying you'll be re-elected on the welfare measures that you brought in. But this time it seems somehow that the entire opposition, or a major part of it, is targeting you. They're saying Jagan Reddy's government riddled with corruption. They will target you, and they consistently say promises not met. Is that now, do you feel cornered in some way when every party here seems to make you the target?
I think no opposition can say promises have not met. No opposition can speak about corruption. With 2,53,000 crores of rupees through DBT in these 56 months. That is the kind of money that we're talking about. And the worst part is, it's the same government, it's the same budget. The growth rate in debt also, when compared to my previous regime, is less in our regime. So how is it that a government, same budget, the only change is the chief minister? They could not do it, this government could do it. And people are actually the witness to it.
You know, you mentioned briefly their government versus your government, effectively referring to your predecessor, Chandrababu Naidu. Chandrababu Naidu and his team say that you have used state power to target them. You've stifled them. Their voice has been silenced. The former chief minister went to jail a couple of months ago. He blamed you for pushing, he said, cases against him, which he said was illegal. His arrest was illegal. Your response, this charge of vendetta politics, of settling scores in Andhra Pradesh.
Absolutely not, Rajdeep. See, the fact that he was arrested is because of the corruption charges that are leveled against him. And all these corruption charges have gone to the court. I mean, he fought tooth and nail in the court. And the judge and the judges at various levels were convinced with the evidences that were available, that were produced, which actually resulted in he being in prison for those 52 days or those 2 months. So how can anybody say that it is vendetta politics?
He says misuse of state CID.
See, basically, Rajdeep, nobody can misuse any government agency because ultimately the litmus test would be the courts. See, anybody who is arrested would obviously go to the court. And in those courts, if the courts are not convinced that there is sufficient evidence there, then you fall flat. And more so in these particular high-profile cases, especially when the elections are around the corner, no chief minister would take that risk of arresting somebody until and unless the case is very strong, until and unless there is substantial evidence.
Who's your main opposition though in 2024? Is it the national parties like the Congress and the BJP, or is it Chandrababu Naidu who's tied up with Pawan Kalyan Jan Sena? Is Andhra Pradesh this unique state where the fight is going to be between two powerful regional parties, YSRCP versus Telugu Desam Jan Sena?
In Andhra Pradesh, Rajdeep, the national parties, both of them are insignificant. Congress or the BJP, they do not have much of a presence here. Yes, the fight would be obviously our party, YSRCP, against the combined forces of Telugu Desam Party and Janasena, both of them. And of course, they have other like-minded people and parties supporting them who come together and fight against us.
You know, you were making the headlines, or your party has been making the headlines because 3 of your MPs have resigned, a third resigned this week. Apparently, many of them are being denied tickets. You dropped 58 MLAs and you're dropping 10 MPs. Is this a reflection that there could be anti-incumbency? Why are you dropping so many sitting MLAs and MPs if there is no anti-incumbency? And if they are leaving your party, what is the signal that's being sent out?
See, the fact is, Rajdeep, every party conducts their own surveys. And every party, based on those surveys, based on the perception they believe in, they would actually make these changes. See, the fact is, there is a government which is delivered. People are happy with the government. That's what we strongly believe. That's what the surveys, what we have conducted, have also revealed. But there are a lot of cases where the perception on the MLAs and the local leaders per se is not all that good. So at times, based on various caste dynamics, based on perception, that a party would be forced to make these changes. And in our case, elections just around the corner, just 70 or 80 days down the line. Rather than making those changes at the last minute and creating a lot of confusion, we decided that we will make those changes now itself, so that the entire confusion comes up now itself and it dies down before the elections come any closer.
Basically, you don't want to make the same mistakes that K. Chandrasekhar Rao made in Telangana, where he didn't change sufficient number of sitting MLAs. It's interesting how you're sort of putting it, but you said your main rivals are the regional parties, the Chandrababu Naidu and the Janasena.